Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. And today I have a guest visitor. I have a good friend of mine, and it's Denise Toro, the rapping school counselor.
That's right, live and in effect. Raise the roof.
Very excited that you're here today. We used to work together at the
Yes.
district that we're not going to mention. And I saw her again at the conference that we had in Galveston this year, the
Mhm.
annual conference for school counselors. Long story short, she was working on that before a long time ago.
Yes.
And I was always chasing, hey, you need to do the YouTube channel. You need to do this. Like your rappings are so good when you rap and the kids and the engagement and the
Yeah.
SEL components and was like, you need to do something. And guess what? She already started that. She already did it though. But
Yes.
for like more formal, she opened the YouTube channel and I invited her for us to learn more about her skills, her tapping skills, her raps, and how we can use all of this in our classrooms and with our students in our schools, or maybe share it with your teachers so they can use it as well. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself. That was a brief introduction. Tell us, Denise, what you
Well, it's my privilege to be here today. I'm super excited to come and share. I'm so glad we reconnected. It was my privilege for us to work together, and
again.
bringing the energy. And that's what it's all about, bringing that energy. So just a little bit about myself. I've been in education for over 25 years. And I've
She's
worked with,
about to retire. I'm like,
yes, yes,
whoa,
it's
yay,
getting
yay,
close.
yay,
It's getting close to that retirement party. Yes.
yay.
So, and I've worked with pre-K all the way to high school throughout my whole entire life. I've worked with 3-year-olds all the way to 100 years old. So I've covered 100 years of working with people, and it's been my pleasure in working with each of them in the different stages of life. I have a music background. I used to sing opera.
Oh,
And
did you know that? I know
yes,
that you can sing, but I didn't know that you could. Look at
yes,
you.
yes. So I've gone from opera to rap. And
Hey, like
rap is my
Hamilton, like Lin-Manuel Miranda. So there you go.
rapping is my preference, and I've been rapping since 2005, and it just came organically, naturally. I've been drawn to rap ever since I was probably 10 or 13 when I got my first little boom box back in the day.
Oh, there you
Yes.
go.
Yes. And so, before then, your parents really control your music.
Mm-hmm.
And you get in the car, you're listening to the radio, they're choosing the music.
Yeah,
And so it was when I
definitely.
got that boom box that I could control my music in my room and in my space.
And
And so
your beat.
yeah, yeah. So as I did that, and I'm going and flipping through the channels, and it's like and I came around across this song, and it just had this beat, this boom, 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 boom. And it just spoke to me, my soul, that it spoke to me so much. I unplugged that radio. I ran downstairs and Mom, 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 Dad, you gotta listen to this. I plugged it in and I was like, listen, listen, listen. Isn't like this the best? And from then on, it was like just the hip hop beat, rap, dance, like that whole everything was just calling my name and speaking to me. So even when I was in the conservatory and I was being classically trained and Mozart and Bach and all of those things, like I was like driving to school playing my rap music full blare. So it's always been a passion of mine. I just love it. It speaks to my soul. And so that's kind of where it all started. I'm really an outside of the box person too.
I love it. I love it. And that's exactly what I wanted to bring you up, because
Yes.
we get so accustomed to do the same things over and
Yes.
over. And then I feel like sometimes counselors in general or in education, we overestimate like kind of the music and the styles. And then kids love raps. And then
Yes.
I feel like they should think that you're the coolest counselor in the world by rapping with them and doing all of this. I know that it's not a natural talent for everybody. So if it's
Right.
a talent, you can play the video, right?
Yes.
And rap with them.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on.
Yes. Yes.
I can tell that this is one of your passions, but then what else motivate you, or how do you, let me say it in a different way. How do you inspire like the teachers, or you get people on board for the buy-in to use movement and songs and music into their curriculum, and especially also adding the SEL components to it?
Yes. So the first word when I heard you talking and asking me this question, the big word in the umbrella for everything is connection. Connection, like just across the board in any area that you're looking at, from connection for the kids being able to connect to it, to the staff members and school being able to connect to it, and energy, connection and energy, like those are the two words. So you got to bring the energy, you got to bring the enthusiasm so that they connect to each other. And it's with that connection and enthusiasm that inspires people to move forward with it. And so I think those are the two main foundation. And of course, there's research to it that
Of
supports
course,
the
yeah.
benefits of these two attributes, from the rhythm to the tapping to the movement. You know, when I think about it, the rhythm is connecting to those happy chemicals in our brain, because we know at the foundation of our body, of our lives, there is a rhythm, a natural rhythm to life. We have it all around us and it's inside us. It's our heartbeat. You know, it is what we connect to, is just the rhythm. So that's that dopamine and all of those happy chemicals that it connects to. And then when we talk about tapping, it's connecting to our limbic system, allowing us to do self-regulation and calm down our nervous system. And when we talk about movement, it's the foundation of brain development. And it was through movement and how we move through our environment that allowed us to develop the brain that we have today.
Thank you so much. Now that it resonates like with me a couple of words. You said connections and energy. So
Yes.
those were the first two. With connection, sometimes we miss, not you, that you miss by saying it, just like in
Right.
general. When you connect, you build relationships. And then
Yes.
when you bring the energy, I was reading this study about the tech talks and what people likes and what they don't like. And they discovered in the tech talks that they analyzed that the more movements and the more energy that you bring to your gestures, your hands, and blah, 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 like, oh, you're
Yes.
using, you're helping also people to remember you, be more likable. Like, so all of this about the movement, people takes it for granted, but also like your brain is operating and working through it. When you mentioned also the tapping, I found it very interesting. I don't know if you remember that I was telling a while ago. I was talking to Denise about something at home, a particular member of my family having some new tics out of the blue. And I remember her suggesting, do the tapping techniques. Like if he does it for 2 weeks, all of that is going to fade away. It's going to go away. So I really see the importance. I have seen the impact
Mm.
of using it and doing it,
Yes.
not only with me, but also with my family members. And how does it work, and how you're training your brain with all those skills to calm down your anxiety, to overcome challenges and obstacles. And I find I wish that everybody knew about this technique so they
Right.
use it not only in their personal life, but also bringing it back to the classrooms and into
Mhm.
education.
Yes, because we're a brain builder. Each of us are brain builders. Every day we're building our brain. It's about what we put our time and effort into, what we have the desire, and how do we want to build our brain. So we want our kids, our students, our families, ourselves, we want to build our brains in positive ways. And so each one of these, from the rapping to the tapping to the movement, provides support in a positive way to build your brain. And that's actually my next new rap song. I'm a brain builder. Yes, indeed. Building my brain.
I love it. Hey, Denise, and then we're gonna mark history here because you're gonna make your book. I know that that's coming up, so you
Yes,
all
yes.
stay tuned. I'm gonna put her YouTube channel. We're gonna show it really quick in a little bit, but that's coming up. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that. My next question. I know that you have written a bunch of songs in the past, and I remember you and whenever we have the counselors meeting that we were talking
Yes.
about it and you were rapping with us. And then I by this experience that you have, let me go back to the question because I can talk over and over forever or go in
Yes.
circles. Is there any particular rap or lyric that students connect with it the most so far? Like trends. Some of the songs are
Yes.
come and go, but then maybe you have something specific that connected the most. I do remember one, but it was a while ago, a couple of years ago, that it was the Crisscross Applesauce Club.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, that started way back in pre-K in 2004, 2005.
That was a
Yes,
while ago. That's
crisscross
what he said.
applesauce in between the lines, eyes looking forward and not behind.
Uh,
Yes.
so I remember that one, but any new one, since this is like a trend and things have changed, and any song that you remember that is sticking with the students a lot
Well, I do
or
know
topic.
that right now they're on self-awareness. So it's I know me and all I can be. Self-awareness you see is flowing through me.
Woo!
My desire to improve with my feelings in the group. My strength will prove just who I can be. And so that's what they're doing right now. And so they learn these songs every like 9 weeks. It's like a specific song. And so it kind of just resonates with them. And then I know for myself, when I'm working with a student and talking with a student or going into a class, as I have conversations with them or do lessons with them, lyrics from the songs come up. So, and I use it in a school counseling setting when I'm doing individual, like at the high school level. I did goal-directed behavior. I had a student who was having an issue about a dance class that they were in. Well, what's your goal? And how are you going to direct that behavior? And so I played the song and she was like, oh my God, like I love that song. At high school, they don't play it regularly, but in
I
our
understand. In
elementary
the advisory program can be an idea to
yes,
play
that could
those
be an
songs. Yeah.
idea. Yes. So we use that to talk about what her goal was, what was her direction, what was her plan, her purpose, her vision. Was she doing what she needed to get that plan, purpose, and vision? And even in the presentation that I did for the conference, I used my rap songs in the presentation when we talk about what is the goal, what what is it that they're going to get from this session? What's the goal? What's the purpose? What's the plan? I use that song. Then when we talked about making a decision and how you're going to implement it, I use the decision making song. And so like, because we have to make decisions. We too have goals, individual goals. What is our plan? What is our purpose? What is our vision? When we get into this career, we have a purpose and we have a vision. And our plan sometimes, we adapt it to the needs of our campus, but we're always creating a plan based on our purpose and our vision that we have for ourselves and for our campus. So, I just throw it in wherever I can, however I can, whenever
Mhm.
I can.
And I love it also because for me, it's also fun. Some people think that when you integrate the SEL components, everybody needs to be in a circle and crying. And, it's like, okay, that's one stage, one side that could happen when we're in like working with students, working with emotions, or if
Mhm.
we're struggling. Okay, that's one way to see things. But I truly see that it's fun, it's engaging. So can you provide us any tips, like for example, for any of the educators or any parents that are watching right now, like how they can incorporate this in a fun and engaging way?
Well, first things first, when you say it's fun and engaging, I just want us to think about what comes up for me is our nervous system. So, when our nervous system is in a calm state and we're relaxed, our stress response isn't triggered. So that means our students and our children or whomever we're working with can receive the information. So it just helps them make that connection more when they're in that calm state. So that fun and engagement, there's no stress. They don't even know that they're learning. It's kind of this connection and it's just repeating. And before you know it, they're doing their homework. Like the example I'll give is my son. I played one of my videos or one of my songs on social awareness, and he was like, I'm not sure. But then he went to go brush his teeth right afterwards, and he was like, social awareness is what you'll see. And he only listened to it
Aw.
one time. So, in the classroom, they're doing work and you want some music to play. Maybe that's you're wanting them to write goals. They're setting a goal for themselves. Why not play goal, directed behavior, write it down, bring your life around. Every day we have to decide how purposeful we want to be in our lives. Goals help us get there, set them in place and help us declare. And as a teacher, I would be then just repeating, yeah, declare what you want to do. What's your goal? You have purpose, plan, and vision. You will accomplish every decision. And so just bringing that into it while, it's playing. And then as a parent, I have a playlist. Just put that playlist on.
Yeah, you know that I visualize even a cap, like taking the cap every time we're gonna rap. Like, I don't know, to add it's like some flow and movement.
Yes.
Everybody loves movement. Like, imagine if
Yes.
you're in a party, in a quinceañera or whatever you go, Christmas parties, and you name it, Valentine's party, since we're in Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day for everybody if you're watching in real
Yes. Yes.
time. So envision, the way that I envision this is like taking action, the props that you use for different things, or when you go to like a photo booth that they incorporate. So
Right.
bring over the songs but make it fun, stylish if you want to put some
Mhm.
sunglasses and dance with the kids. That could be even a brain break for
It could
everybody.
be. Yes.
And then at the same time, it's not like it is a meaningful one, not like you're wasting your
Yes.
time. It is a meaningful brain break, learning experiences, learning exposure. And I can see literally, like, whenever they observe you, the
Mhm.
teachers or your principal or your AP, whoever is observing you, I feel like this is thinking outside the box, that you can bring a different
Yes.
thing that they will love.
Yes, and it's all about two things that I hear is that connection piece. Like I come into the room with the energy, the connection, and the kids are like, "Oh my God," they come back at you. Like they're like, "Oh, they'll sing the song with you." An example I have is our one of the songs. I didn't write this song, but me and my other partner at the other campus that I had worked at, we had a whole career program and we rapped this song to introduce every time we did the career program. And we made videos and they go up across our district and they recognize us. So I was at one of my pre-K babies' wedding and her sister-in-law noticed me, asked me to come over, and said to her brother, "Don't you know this girl? She sings that song." And there I was at a wedding outside of my regular job, rapping, making a video, taking a picture. And this is how far it goes. It's not just in the classroom. It goes out into their daily lives, into the community, and then you make connections even outside of that. And the more connections you can make for children, the more they'll retain it, and the less stress in making those connections, the more they will own it and build those pathways that help them move forward in life. It's something that they'll always have with them.
Thank you so much. You know that it made me think, like, regardless if you're a Taylor Swift fan or a Beyonce fan,
Yeah.
you take it simple. The same way that you ride to your work or to school with your children, or
Mhm.
or in the classroom with your students, or as a counselor in your office with your clients, with your patients, or with your students, it is the same thing. You can play the music. If you're at home while they wash the dishes, you can play the song. Sometimes we forget, we don't have to even introduce it. When you're playing music out loud, everybody start like learning the lyrics. We start singing together, singing
Mhm.
along. So make it natural, make it the same way to see what happens. I can't wait to hear from them. Before
I know.
we continue, let me share really quick, because probably everybody's like thinking about where we can look. Let me share the sound. Give me one sec. Where they can find it. This is Denise YouTube channel, the Rapping School Counselor over here.
Mhm.
and then you can see the video. Denise, do you want me to play anything specific just for a little bit so they can
Oh,
hear
you could play my #1 hit single right now, which is Social Awareness.
social awareness? Let me see if you see it before me. It's like
Yes.
this one, creating positive spaces. This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is Social Awareness, and it just talks about.
Buddy, it's
Let me turn on
Rapping
the
School Counselor DT in the house, coming at you with another social
there we
emotional
go.
learning
And I'm
skill.
subscribing.
Up next is social awareness. Here we go. With my friends, I could be careless. Good thing for me, I have social awareness. In my class, I could be a mess. Good thing for me, I have awareness. Awareness how I should socially be, but treating others positively. Minding where I am in space, respecting others and embrace who you are and what we can be, creating a space of positivity. From the schoolyard to the street, every step, every beat. Keeping my cool, stay unique. In social awareness, I'm complete. In every place, in every crowd. With awareness, I stand proud. Social awareness, yes, you'll see when you interact with me. All right, all my friends, go out there and be socially aware. I know you got this, and you go be awesome. See you next time.
I love it. And you have the positive reinforcement by them, the positive affirmations for them.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I
Like
love
that's the key. All of the songs are positive. There's positive affirmations. You're building positive pathways. When we talk about where our children are at or in resilience, to be resilient, we have to have positive feedback from ourselves. Where does that positive feedback come from? Where does positive affirmations come from? And how do we instill it in ourselves or in our children? And when we have all these positive words, they just become ingrained. I know me and all I can be. Self-awareness, you see, is flowing through me. I have the desire to improve. I can put those feelings in the groove. My strength, I have an internal strength, will prove just who I can be. Or in my class, I could be a mess, but guess what? I'm not. Social awareness is what you'll see when you interact with me. Or I'm a decision maker. A decision maker, that's me. Making decisions comes naturally. We have to naturally make decisions to use positive affirmations. And so it just all, like I could talk to a student and throw out all those different rhymes. Once you get familiar with them and you're using them like all the time, the words just come to you and you can just use them. And then they make the connection.
I
We talk
like, I love it. I love it. I can even envision like if you as a parent and as a counselor, if you're willing to invest even like while you greet the kids in the entrance, you can
yes.
play the rap songs. They're not like 10 minutes long. It's like a 1 minute and 20, so you can move
Yes.
on. It's like it's so engaging. So let's move on to tapping. Can you tell us a little bit of what it is for people that doesn't know what it is,
Yes.
or maybe they have a misconception of what it is, how they can use it, and how you can incorporate this with your children, with your students, and with your families?
So tapping at the foundation is emotional freedom technique, and it's about giving people a tool that they can use where the goal is emotional freedom. So whatever we're working on or dealing with that's causing our amygdala to be triggered and our stress response to go into action, how we can calm down that nervous system. And so it is based on Chinese acupuncture and psychological basis, and they go through different tapping points while recognizing how you feel and transitioning from that feeling into what you would like to feel. And so that's basic tapping in general. When we do tapping through the videos, we're doing tapping that supports the different skills. So I have a tapping script on social awareness, on goal-directed behavior, on one tapping video that's going to become I just loaded last week learning new concepts. When we're learning new concepts, especially when we shift to math, I know in math, you go from one concept, you're learning a new concept in math, and sometimes that can be stressful for a lot of kids. And I read a study once that it is our mindset that does affect us when we do math. Some people are very capable of doing math because of our mindset in regards to math. It limits us because we know our stress response is triggered. When it's triggered, it doesn't allow us full access to our frontal cortex to make decisions. So learning new concepts or learning new skills or new things would allow you to introduce a new concept and allow the kids, hey, we're introducing this new concept, but let's tap through it on how we feel about it. It can be nervous, it can be scary, but I know I can do it. And so, like, we go through a mini tapping script. The videos are about 3 minutes long because I say something and then they're supposed to internally repeat it to themselves, which also gives them practice in their internal dialogue in supporting positive internal dialogue. And so that's another skill that they learn. And then they tap through the different tapping points. And then we end it always with a breath. We start it with a breath, we end it with a breath to reset and move on.
I love it. I love that you said the internal dialogue. It's like the way that I see it is like we're preparing lifelong learners. These
Yes.
new generations, they don't have any resilience. It's hard
Yes.
to say it, but it's the truth, and
Yes.
the more open we are to the truth, to our lives and what's really happening between our kids, our family, and these new generations, I feel like the more equipped we can be once you accept that it's in place. And the internal
Yes.
dialogue, it's a big thing.
Yes. And
The
that's why I
breathing
say we're
techniques. And then it's like they can do it anywhere. It's like you're preparing them for life to learn these strategies and these techniques that they can apply it forever. And then it
yes.
doesn't cost money. It's all on you. You are responsible of your actions and shifting that mindset that
Yes.
you can do it in the car, you can do it before going to bed, you can do it in the office, in the classroom, anywhere you go. And it's like you against you, beating yourself up or fixing yourself up.
Because self-compassion for any of us is something that we all need to work on. And this allows you to create a space to one, acknowledge those emotions because we know that those emotions are there. They're important. They're telling us something and we need to acknowledge them. But also telling our emotions, hey, while I can feel like this, I'm shifting it to this. And so taking more control over it. And that's why the program, the Rapping School Counselor, where rhythm meets resilience, using these rhythm with the rapping, with the tapping, and with the movement, and getting to the core of where we're at so that we can use the rhythm to move us through it because rhythm is all around us. It starts with our circadian rhythm, rises and falls with the sun, our heartbeat, internal heartbeat, the rhythm that we have within our brain where it transfers from one side to the other side every like 90 to 120 minutes. And then we know we're blessed with hormonal rhythms. Whether
Yes,
whether
tell me
that
about
be
it.
whether that be stress response for men and women or hormonal symptoms that women go through, we're in this rhythm of life. And why not use rhythm and a positive rhythm to help support the foundation and build the foundation to our children's resilience?
Can you share with us like a successful story with someone regardless if it's a student or an adult or your children, and then something that it wasn't maybe that successful, probably because people didn't implement the strategies, or maybe they
Or like
implemented
tapping per
them.
se?
However, yes, tapping or rapping, however, but tapping preferably. It's
Okay,
like,
okay. Yeah, so I have used tapping personally as for myself and as a mother. I've used it with my children and I've used it as in my professional work. And so in any of those aspects, when we talk about the difference between success and not being successful, the word that comes up is openness. And so if you are open to it, it can work. And so when I'm working with my students through my job, I offer it. And if they're open to it, then they say, yes, let's try it. If they don't, then I respect that. So
I love it. I love it. Sorry to interrupt you. When you're not open to change or new things, we can't force people, right? Imagine if you're
yes,
trying to fix, let's say it's not my husband, the situation, but let's say your husband, your friend, a family member, right? And if the person is not willing to receive the help, if
yes,
they're not willing to make the changes, it's not going to
yes.
happen. It's not going to happen. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yes, and that's the foundation of it, is being open to it, because if they're not open to it and they feel uncomfortable, then we talk about the nervous system. So they don't have full access to the whole brain because they're already stressed out and they feel uncomfortable. So it has been very successful. Now, I have used it in a classroom setting also. And so when I use it in the classroom setting, the difference between success and not successful is, of course, about the presentation and whether they're going to be open to it and or not. So the disclaimer is, in the classroom setting, there are students in this classroom that want to do this. Let's be respectful to them. And for the other students, they don't have to participate. So I don't make someone participate. But when we think about, mirror neurons, they're still getting some benefit from it, whether they participate or not. So, and the benefit they're going to get is that mirror aspect. And then also they're hearing and listening to the positive affirmations as we go through the script. So they're also receiving that, even though they're not fully participating by tapping. Now, a teacher did do a study. She was an EFT practitioner and also an educator, just like me. And she did a study within her school, and they found that for teacher burnout, and what they found, that those that did it with fidelity and using the tapping points received more benefit than those that did not use the standard tapping sequence. So there can still be benefit from it, but some students choose to participate and some do not. But they're still receiving something.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so then on the personal level, or and working individually with the students, I worked with 3 students individually with it. I gave it to one right before the Christmas break. The student came back a totally different person. She said to me that it's hard for her to come up for words to describe everything, how she feels, and having a tapping script and doing the tapping allowed her to be able to move through how she was feeling, and it helped her. And as she moved through how she was feeling, she decided to not even use the words, but just tap in the different points, and it allowed her to calm down her nervous system. I had a student who was angry with a parent, and we tapped on the anger, and we did that for like 3 weeks, and we only met once a week. And by the time I was done meeting with him, his anger towards his parent had shifted, and they were able to have a better relationship.
Love it. Love it. Love
And so, yeah, like I've used it with my child who was having panic attacks and anxiety. When we moved from one house to another, 3 weeks, gone. For myself, I used it for pain and for fear. And I developed my own script and gone. So there are a lot of benefits to it. Everybody's response is different. And the timeline of how long it takes for the tapping script to work depends on how deeply rooted, seated, whatever it is you're working on is. So
Thank you so much. And then due to the time, we're about to close, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and go to Denise's channel, the Rapping School Counselor,
yes,
and subscribe and like her videos. And then comment down below if you like it, if you're looking for something different, a specific topic, and let her know. So for the people that it's like, oh, this is too much, I don't know what to do, can you tell them one way that they can start like right away, an easy way with their students or with themselves today, like a big takeaway that they can do and go and implement, and how they can find you in social media?
Yes. So one way you can do it is by going to my YouTube channel, The Rapping School Counselor. Everything is there for you. All you have to do is click on the video, then please click like and subscribe.
Yes. Yes,
And
yes,
so that's
yes.
all you have to do. The tapping videos are from the beginning to the end. So you just have to be a decision maker. What is your plan, vision, purpose, mission for your classroom? Is it that day, that week, that semester? You know, what is that? So you have to be a decision maker on what you want your classroom to look like, or goal-directed behavior. What is your goal that you want to accomplish for your classroom, and how do my tools fit into your purpose, plan, and vision so that it can help you make your decision? Ooh, that rhymed. And so you can take those tools. If you're wanting them to work on decision making, then use the decision making tapping. Also you can do the rap. You can do both of them together. You could do one in the morning, one in the middle of the day. I do have movement-based activities in there. And Crystal, you said something about using it as a brain break. I'm wanting to later on is taking the rap songs and putting movement to that helps integrate the brain. So that's something that will come out in the future. But there's all these different tools in there that you could use, and each tool is no longer than 3 minutes. So really, if you used all 3 tools, 10 minutes max of your classroom time you would be using if you had them pulled up and ready to go. I think also is, familiarizing yourself with it. You could also, if you want personally to work on tapping and see what that's like, the Tapping Solution has a free app that you can download, and it has tapping scripts that are free for teachers. They have 2 that you can use to even start your day as a teacher to help regulate your nervous system and come into the classroom as your best self. And that's what we want. We want our kids to come as their best self. We want us to come as our best self, and our energy plays off of each other. Mirror neurons, we're mirroring each other. So if we come in with a calm nervous system, it can help we can regulate with our students. So that's something else that you could do that is free, that you have readily available to you. If you want, I also have some tools that can help you develop your own scripts and your own raps. And just email me at therappingschoolcounselor@gmail.com.
And we're gonna put it all in the description down below. And
Yes.
if you're like overwhelmed, hey, the Restroom Academy, the Car Academy, just play.
Yes, just
Play
click
the
play.
videos, explore, and then take it back wherever you want to go. If it's to the classroom, to your personal life, try it. It won't take you that long, really.
Yes.
How many hours we spend in a car driving back and forth in traffic? So that could be a solution. If you're the type of person, like a lot of people that I know, they like to take their phones to the restroom for anything, and maybe they spend more time than they should. So play her videos and then try a new strategy.
I wouldn't recommend tapping and driving, but
But the songs.
the songs, or the movement in driving, but the songs.
Disclaimer,
yes.
disclaimer. Don't do the tapping.
Don't tap and drive, because you're gonna tap something else.
Well, thank you, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna put everything in the description down below, and I hope to have you soon. Don't forget to check her YouTube channel, like and subscribe. For example, in my YouTube, I have 94% of people not subscribing. They watch the videos. So help us out. If you want to see this type of content, you need to subscribe and like. That's the way that you help us.
And coming up next, we're going, especially because we're in the great state of Texas, we're coming up to testing, and I'll be having a tapping script for testing that will be coming out soon. So make sure you click like and subscribe so that you can get that update when I release it. It should be soon, within the next week or 2. We're in the state of Texas, And testing season is coming up closely in April, where our students get to take that fantastic test. And so for some of our students, it can cause a lot of anxiety, worry, stress. And so I'm developing a tapping script. It should come out in the next week or two for that, and where students can tap and you could use it regularly as you get closer to the test to help instill and support the nervous system when it comes to testing. So that's my next tapping script. And I'll also be releasing my brain builder rap song, because that's going to be my next rap song. I'm a brain builder, yes, indeed. And so I don't have it memorized yet, though.
Don't worry.
But yes, we're going to talk about building your brain, that all of us are brain builders. We're going to talk about neuroplasticity. It's going to have growth mindset in there. And so that's going to be the focus of the song for being a brain builder.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know that we were talking off camera a little bit for future plans. Any other future plans that you want to spread or think about or do with people?
Yes, I mean, future plans in the future, my goal, I have a very big vision. And so I want to take these 3 dynamic programs under one umbrella, the Rapping School Counselor, and take it to as many school districts that would like to utilize this, that can make a big impact and a big difference on their classroom environment and for each individual student. So I plan on going to different conferences to get out there and doing my presentations. And if you want me to come out, just let me know.
There you go. And
I'm always up.
We're
I'm
gonna put everything.
Be on the mic.
There you go. In the description down below. So then you start taking pictures about your good work and what you're doing when you're presenting. Sometimes as a presenter, like it happens to us last time, we forgot to ask people to take pictures.
I know.
Yeah. It's like, and you're doing a lot of amazing things, and some people post too much, and sometimes we forget to post because someone has to remind us.
I didn't post anything. My first big presentation. I didn't post anything, take any pictures, nothing.
Yes. So note to self, kind of for the next time. So thank you so much for being here with us. I can't wait to see the rest of your projects and what you're doing. If you're going to be posting stuff for adults as well, just stay tuned to her channel. And
I have my link.
Oh, there you go. Can you share it with us?
Yes.
So if you are watching from your phone, grab someone else's phone and scan this QR code for her YouTube channel. If you're watching from a computer or any other device, your tablet, feel free to grab someone else's phone. If not, we're going to put it under the description down below.
Yes, so here it is, connecting rhythm to resilience, making social emotional learning fun, 3 dynamic programs under one mission.
You know what, Denise, I love the word free because there's a lot of SEL programs that you have to pay monthly for them.
Yes.
This is very accessible in your fingertips. You just look up for your YouTube channel and that's it, and play and go.
Yeah, play and go. It's all there.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you, Denise, so much from the bottom of my heart. Sky is the limit.
Thank you. And thank you to all of you who are turning in. I hope my goal is that it fits a need for you, your campus, whether that be individually, whether that be even within your family, or whether that be in your job, working with students individually or as a group. My goal is just to be here, to be a resource, and to provide some light into the social emotional learning and make it fun and help build resilience.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.